arts, entertainment and lifestyle. ChaKraTV. It never ends.
Hello and welcome to Simple Talks on ChaKraTV, and today we are coming to you from Pearl Grand Hotel in Bambalapiti. I'll put all the information in the description. Right, getting things started, I have with me a Colombo VIP, of course, a part of the Event Management Association of Sri Lanka, one and only Roshan Wijerathne. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure. Take us back to your start.
So I first entered the industry in 1980, which is 43 years ago.
Yeah.
I was in hotel school, and I had a good collection of vinyls at that time, because after my O-levels I had gone to Singapore. I was there for about a month and brought down all these records. And Harper and I were at hotel school together. And Harper was DJing at that time in Bentota for Gabo. They were running a couple of clubs there down south. And then they started the mobiles in Colombo. And one day I think they had 2 bookings or 3 bookings, and Harpo needed some records and came to my place and borrowed some of my records also, because they had several bookings. And then I told him, I said, hey, I like to do this, because I was into anyway hi-fi systems at that time and music. And then I got involved with him, and we were working for Gabo at that time, and it was mainly weekends, so it was not fixed places in Colombo, it was all mobiles. Earning, I think I used to earn salary of 325 rupees a month. Yeah, at that time. And it was fun, because we didn't do it for the money. We just enjoyed music, we enjoyed playing. We used to be in Norelia for the season at Grand Hotel. Then a lot of the events were at Women's International, Taprobane, Battle of the Discs, and so on. So it was fun. So that was my entry, I would say, into the entertainment industry. But also I come from a background of my father, who was an engineer, was also heavily into music. So he was a jazz pianist. He used to play for a jazz band in the UK when he was studying in London.
So it was in you.
So I guess so.
Yeah. So what started off as a hobby, basically, and led him to become a career. So let's talk about that journey. I mean, what was the point that you decided, now I'm going to make this my career?
Okay. So what happened was, 83, after hotel school, I was working in a hotel. 83, the tourism industry came down with the riots and so on, and I decided to quit the industry at that time.
Okay.
And I was working for 2-3 organizations. One was a company where we used to do exports a lot. So I was involved there as a director of the company. And that gave me an opportunity to travel a lot on export promotion programs. So we used to be in export promotion delegations with the EDB. So we used to cover a lot of the countries like USA, Canada, Germany, Australia. So I had, at a very young age, at the age of 19 and 20, I was a part of a lot of these trade delegations, and I think I was the youngest at that time. And then I was in the tea trade in marketing. I was doing that for about 3 years. And then in 1990, I was having a chat with Harpo again, and I thought I need to switch careers. I had to quit my other job. And then there was this London Actors Company, and a UK registered company, and Class Promotions USA. They had started a concept here called Showbiz. There was an Indian gentleman who was who owned it, and they were looking for somebody to work for them to handle their marketing and so on. And then I joined them. We had an office at the Oberoi at that time, and then moved to Ramada Renaissance. So our main thing was bringing down foreign bands. We had a membership, it was a membership concept, and we had the foreign bands. We used to do 6 shows a year.
Okay.
So at that time, of course, it was the older bands. Sri Lanka couldn't afford current bands because of sponsorship and so on. So we had Clayderman, Whalers, Osibisa. We did a lot of dinner theatres at the 5 stars. Fashion, we brought like the Miss Indias and did a fashion show with them. Basically, that's how I got into it, and then it was not viable because we were not making money because of the high cost. And then because of that experience, I had, I think the first company that approached me was JWT to do the Pepsi launch in Sri Lanka. So that was a massive concert, and then we had something at Intercon, another launch. With that, I had a lot of people approaching me to handle concerts for them, and then the Saraswati Film Awards. Again, JWT said, can you co-produce with us? So that way I started producing events. And then, initially it was, I just went as Roshan Wijerathne, then it went as Event Productions, then it went into Event Productions Pvt Ltd, and we kept growing. So since then I've been doing it,
yeah. So let's talk about the event production. What was the turning point? How long have you been running it?
So full-time events is, I would say, 33 years full-time in the industry. So initially I was only producing and managing events. I didn't have any equipment with me. We had a very few suppliers in Sri Lanka because the equipment was very limited. Most of the foreign gigs we used to bring down equipment from India. For example, the Credible concert, we had equipment that came from India, from France. We had engineers from both countries, sound and lighting. Then with the local productions and corporate events, when I started, I used to outsource my lighting, sound and staging to different suppliers. But I'm very picky about quality, and timing is absolutely important, and finisher. So I couldn't find people who gave me the service I wanted, because the client would give me a job because they expect a certain standard. And I used to not get that. So then I was pushed into getting my own equipment and stuff. So then we started buying. Initially it was just sound and projectors, and then we went into lighting and staging, and ended up by having a staff of about, I think we had a crew of about 40 at that time. And our own equipment and transportation, everything was in-house.
Compared to the situation back in the day when you started and right now, how do you see this comparison?
I mean, in the sense right now, because of the technology and the equipment available, we have everything. We can do any event to any international standard here because the equipment is available. In terms of people, okay, if it's sound, we don't need to bring in anybody. We have experienced, good, qualified sound engineers. We have good lighting designers. So now we are, compared to what it was, yes. We have enough of companies supply.
In terms of quality, are we up there on the standards when it comes to international events?
Yes, I think quality-wise, I do a lot of Indian clients, events here. Some of them look at our finishers and our timing and the level of service. They say, you guys are fantastic. And I think the last time we did something big at Shangri-La, they even said, we are looking at the way you all have done things to try and do it here. So our quality is very good, and we got good crew. It's just that, okay, our guys don't have paper qualifications. Because we haven't had courses in terms of sound, lighting and all that, in Sri Lanka, although now they are.
We continue our chat with Mr. Roshan Wijerathne and your involvement with the EMA, Event Management Association of Sri Lanka. Tell me about this concept.
So basically, after the Easter Sunday attacks, the industry went down. I personally lost work for about, I think, 3 months or so. And it was two guys, Sajid and Senia, who had come up with this idea about an association. They called me and said, can you come for a meeting? We want to form an association. Actually, honestly, at that time, my thoughts were, this is never going to work, right? Because that is what it was. Because we were never united. We were all over the place, right? And as an industry, we were not together. And I thought, I had my reservations about it. But I thought, okay, never mind, let me go. And I was amazed to see that there were, I think, about 80 people for that first meeting. And they wanted me to make a presentation, make a speech. Basically because there were a lot of young people also, to explain to them what this industry is about and how we started the industry. And because a lot of people are not aware. And so I shared, from the beginning, how our industry, what it was at that time. And then they said, okay, why don't you form an association and let's appoint a committee now. And then somebody proposed and said, can we make Roshan the president? And then that's how it happened. And a committee was formed, and then we got together, and we had lots of challenges in forming an association, because there were some who wanted it, there were some who opposed it, some who tried to sabotage it. But the committee somehow, even though we had lots of differences amongst us in the committee, we came together, and within, I think, 6 months we bonded well. And it came to a point that our committee members were doing events together. They were sharing work. I mean, if I couldn't do an event, I would recommend one of them. They would hire equipment from our members or from the committee. And it just took off. And I mean, it's fantastic, because the whole idea was to bring the industry together and to bring in some standards to the industry, because our standards have gone down. Standards have gone down, although we have a lot of capable people in the industry and equipment and so on. Our standards have gone down a lot, because there are a lot of people who come into the industry just to make money. The whole idea is you take a client's event, call a dancer, call a singer, call a stage guy, put it together and just put it, and there is no idea, there is no concept, there is no quality, there is no safety side, is not taken care of. So that way we had gone down a lot. So the whole idea was that we try and improve standards. There was a criteria to join the association. You needed to be in the industry for 5 years minimum. And we have 2 categories of event, full membership and associate members. Associate members were those who are equipment partners, who supply equipment. And we are doing great now. We are starting on workshops to educate people. We are starting on workshops with the current committees doing that, with the hotels. The association has already signed up an MOU with the EEMA in India, which is a massive association, the Indian Event Management Association. They were brought down in December for the MOU. The event was at another hotel where they signed up. And now we are looking at working together with them, as well as many other associations around the globe, so that it's high time we took our industry to that level.
Absolutely. So if, for example, if one company wants to get registered with the EEMA, how do they follow that?
So they just need to contact the association.
They have to be a registered company, right?
They have to be a registered company, legally registered company according to the company laws in Sri Lanka. They have to have a minimum of 5 years experience in the industry. And then of course it goes into a committee, membership committee. And
how many companies are registered so far?
I think right now we have about 50 companies.
Okay.
Because,
So what if I may ask you, like, what are the benefits that a company would get by getting involved with EMA?
So okay, starting from what happens is we encourage all clients to work with members of the EMA, purely because there is accountability. We also are encouraging the hotels when they recommend people for events, when clients come and ask to recommend members. We are just doing the membership directory. So the membership directory will be sent to all the companies, to all the hotels, and because that is the only way we can give the clients also a good service. Right? And there's accountability. Now what happens is that we have had people who have gone to hotels and messed up the hotels, damage to low standards, and that affects the whole industry. Right? Even the companies who do it professionally. So what we say is, okay, you have a problem with one of our members, write to us. Then we take it up with that member. So the member will be given a warning, we'll correct the situation, we'll have a grievances committee who will look into this. And second, third time, if that member continues doing that, his membership will be suspended. So once the membership is suspended, we will inform all the hotels. Since so and so is suspended due to these reasons. So then no hotel is going to allow him to come and work in the hotel. Same with the event companies as well as equipment suppliers.
Right.
So that's the only way we can bring in standards. In addition to that, we'll be having workshops. Then during the pandemic, our members were able to get the moratorium and so many things purely because we are registered with the tourist board. So as members of the tourist board, our members were automatically entitled to whatever facilities that were given to the industry, to the tourism industry.
So now it's become a recognized industry in
It's
Sri Lanka.
recognized, and we were, for the first time, the event management industry was recognized by the government. One was Central Bank in their gazette or their document that they released. They mentioned event management industry for the moratorium and other facilities that the banks were giving.
That's a big achievement.
Then in the budget, they allocated 500 million rupees for the event management industry, and it was read out in Parliament. I mean, all that happened because of the EMA. The association has, taken the industry to that level. Then the other benefits, like I said, the other workshops that we'll be having, and of course we have various other benefits that the members get.
Is there a membership fee?
There is a membership.
Okay.
There is a membership fee for associate and full membership.
Okay. Now after the Easter bombings, we had the pandemic, and then we had the Aragale. So now it seems to have picked up a little bit when it comes to the events in Sri Lanka. What are your thoughts on that?
See, the industry has picked up definitely, but I think the biggest challenge that we have right now is to educate people and to have standards in terms of business ethics. Right? Corruption in the private sector has gone to a different level today, and I'm hoping that the corporate heads will take serious note of this, because their money, company money, is being siphoned out.
Yeah.
It's been siphoned out. For example, if an event is costing, say, 2 million rupees, right? The marketing guy or whoever who's giving the event to his friend who's an event company will be approving a budget of 5 million.
Yeah.
So what happens is, if you take company A, is paying 5 million rupees for a 2 million rupee event. 3 million is being siphoned out of the marketing budget. Right? And this is happening. And I can, without any fear, say I have lost, I think, over 30-40% of business because we have a no commission policy. We for the last 30 years we practiced that, where we don't give commissions, we don't entertain clients, we don't send hampers to clients, because we treat them as professionals. We respect them. They give us a job, we do it. I have clients who have been with me for over 25 years, continuously. Every year I do their convention. But the person who's dealing with us on that event, I have not had even a drink with him the last 25 years. So that's the level of professionalism that we have in dealing with these people. But sadly, it has changed, and I would say purely because I have a term for it. I call them the event mudalalis. Because when they came into the business, and we have sometimes guys who are senior guys in the industry, who've been in the industry for over 25 years, who go up to 5-star hotel banquet officers and say, hey, you promoters, we will pay you, give you a commission.
Yeah.
Right? They go to companies and offer the marketing guys commissions. And these are, some of these companies are so-called professional companies.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to bring in ethics and standards, into the industry. And I've been openly talking about it. I don't think I'm very popular with lots of companies for talking about it, but something that we need to address.
Yeah, of course. Ethics and things along that line. Now, Roshan, I remember, the same scenario is happening in the DJ industry as well. You go with the client and you take him out for drinks, hoping that you get the next booking as well. But do you think that it is happening to us because of the economic pressure? What's the reason?
Being greedy. It's nothing to do with economic pressure, right? I keep telling people, I'm in the industry for 30 years. I'm working. I have not gone bankrupt. I've been running my business. People still give me work. Maintain your standards. Be professional, right? And why do you need to go down that road of paying people and all that? It's just that people are so greedy today that they want to take. It's something like, I was sharing this the other day with some in the industry. if you are a company that has a target of sometimes say 20 million rupees a month, right? Sometimes people get so greedy for work. From one side, they would undercut anybody just to say, hey, we did 20 events a month. Right? I might be earning the same amount in 10 months, and these guys have to borrow money a lot. They're on loans, they can't meet their expenses. Why? Because they're doing it so cheap, they're undercutting just to get the work. Right? And basically ruining the industry. Right? And then from the other side, you have the guys who are going and bribing to get work. So sometimes you have a person in the hotel banquet office or a person in marketing making more money than the event company. Because their cut is so huge. So they are making more money than the event company has invested in equipment. They work for months planning and producing an event, and then you're just paying these guys.
Sometimes even the artist is not getting that amount.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's that there are people. We have a standard thing. What we tell a client is, if I book a DJ and if I book a band or an artist, the standard ad agency commission is 15%. Right. So we add 15% on the fee that the DJ or the band will give, and we're very transparent about it. Right. But then there are companies where the artist is charging 100,000 and they are quoting 200,000 to the client. Right. And then what happens is they tell the client, no, the artist fee is 200,000, right? And then the artist loses work. Because next time when they have a conversation, they say, hey, don't get so and so because they charge 200,000, they are too expensive. It's actually the additional 100,000 the event guy is doing. So that is there. Then the other thing that some of these event guys do, the senior guys who do, is that they call we pitch for events. There have been 3 event companies pitching. So I might call a particular band because the client wants that band and say, okay, I have this booking coming up. Right? And this has happened to artists who have told me, where they call and say, don't take a booking on this day. Say for example, the 20th, we have a booking for you, don't take it. So when I call to book the band, they say, sorry, we are booked already. And they tell the client, when the artist is with us, we've got the artist for that day, just to get the booking. So I have had scenarios where I actually have got the event, and when I call the artist, they say, sorry, so and so has booked me for that, for an event on that day, and where the company has promised a booking on that day and never given them. So the artist has lost money. So it's being very selfish. You're blocking the DJ, you're blocking the artist, you're blocking the band, so that another event company can't get that. So that level of unethical business practices happen, and sadly, it happens amongst some of the, I would say, very senior experienced event companies, and which I can't understand why. When you're a professional, when you're experienced, you don't need to go down that road.
Absolutely. Now, from greediness, we come to more on the event entertainment industry in Sri Lanka. How would a country like Sri Lanka would benefit from events? And let's talk about music tourism. What are your thoughts?
See, the tourist board tried to do this some time ago. That was a Nomad Drum Festival. So, which is a very big project because we had the entire sound system and the engineers came from Holland. Nomad Festival goes around the world. And I was selected to manage and coordinate the event. I went to Singapore for the Nomad Festival to see what they do there. Met up with the Nomad people. They were really happy. When they came to Sri Lanka, I took them to all the locations. We went to Kandy, we went to Galle, Negombo, looked at all the places. And the whole idea was to promote tourism so that we have all these guys who follow bands or follow festivals, music festivals coming to Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, at that time, we had, I would say, a 99% local audience because they catered to the local audience, but they didn't do enough promotion overseas to bring in people from India and from the region. So although the tourist board put in a lot of money into a project, why should the tourist board do an event for the local audiences?
True.
So they should have promoted this enough in the region, which they didn't do. So it's just that there is no proper plan, there is no proper, people who understand the industry doing all this.
Yeah.
So same thing with mice. Sri Lanka is a fantastic mice destination.
Yeah.
I mean, I have been doing, I would say most of the top Indian companies, I've done the events here. And we are talking of the numbers anything from 200 up to 900. The largest group I did was 900 packs for Domino's India, where they brought their staff here. But we've done, personally our company, we've done, for example, Johnson & Johnson's, Taj, Jindal Steel, Axis Bank, Bharat Benz. So all these companies, we've handled the events. I have end of this month, I have another Indian group that's coming down. We are handling it. That again, what happened was we lost a lot. We have two issues with the mice market. One is that they come to Sri Lanka and they bring in, for example, their dealers or their sales staff. We have no entertainment in the country. And this is a story I share with a lot of people, including I remember telling this to a minister as well. I had a group in Sri Lanka, and the event company MD was staying in one of the hotels. And he called me one day in the evening and he said, gave me a name of a Hindi movie. He said, Roshan, where is this Hindi movie being shown? I said, why? No, I want to take my staff and go for a movie. I said, are you mad? I said, you come from India to Sri Lanka and you want to go and watch a movie, a Hindi film? He said, no, Roshan, we are bored, we have nothing to do in this country. Right? So, they prefer to go to Thailand or another destination because if they land here on a poya, there is no place for them to go. They can't have a drink. If it's during Christmas time, you can't have a drink. Then restaurants don't serve wine because they don't have a liquor license. Because to get the liquor license, you have to bribe some minister guy. Right? The nightclubs, basically, weekdays, there's nothing happening in the clubs. Right? We need to promote it. The government needs to look at, if you have to promote tourism, if you have to promote mice, we need to also have entertainment centers. We need to have, like, they had the idea of having one street which was going to be clubs and entertainment and all that. So, either, if you have people, religious people protesting saying you can't have bars, you can't give liquor license, all that, then you might as well make this country only for religious tourism and you come and pray and go. I mean, even Dubai,
you need to
Saudi
diversify.
Arabia, we need to look at that market. So we need to bring that back. In terms of, again, we had a lot of people thought, okay, this Indian market is good. We had a few companies who were concentrating on the Indian market and undercutting everybody in the industry. The country is losing because they are doing events sometimes below the price they would do for a local client. So the country is losing money. So we quote for an event, the client would send us the quotation of a competitor and say, he has quoted so much, why don't you bring your price down to this? And we say, no, we won't. So we need to be responsible to protect our industry and maintain standards.
Absolutely. Right now we're going to take a short pause, and when we come back we're going to talk more with Roshan Wijerathne. Welcome back. This is Simple Talks on ChaKraTV, and we are coming to you from Pearl Grand Hotel in Bumble Pvt Ltd. As we continue our chat with Roshan Wijerathne. Roshan, let's focus more on the event entertainment industry in Sri Lanka. Now, lots of people are leaving the country for better prospects or better economic aspects. What can we do as citizens in Sri Lanka to promote our Sri Lankan product? Maybe to the international market, or there's this big talk in the tourism board saying they need to bring in more clients, especially in the entertainment industry, the bands and so on and so forth. Do you think concepts like that will work here in Sri Lanka?
If it's done properly, it will work, right? The issue is everything starts at the top. Right? As long as we have corrupt politicians in this country, nothing will work. Nothing will work. Because they continue to rob, right? If you look at the current lot in the parliament 10 years ago, they all have been robbing the country.
Yeah.
Right? And what is happening is the people have to pay
Yeah.
for their sins, right? So what happens is the current, say the 36% tax on your income, right? At a time where cost of living has gone up like crazy,
Yeah.
right? Where people can't manage with the salaries they are earning, right? It's not enough.
Yeah.
Then you lose 36% of your income.
Yeah.
Right. Why? Because the money that is in the government has been stolen through a few corrupt business people
Yeah.
who do all these projects of highways and ports and airports and
Yeah.
all that. Through them, they rob this country. Today, everyone is going overseas.
Yeah.
Right. I had one organization. I was talking to them. They said 300 of their staff have left.
Okay.
Right. Why? Because they can't afford to exist with the salary they are earning, right? So what you're going to do is, initially we have a situation of people driving three-wheelers. I had technicians who, well, because Sri Lankans are lazy, right? And they prefer to get up at whatever time they want, drive a three-wheeler and some money. What are we doing? We are pushing more people to drive three-wheelers.
Yeah.
Because if you work for an organization, you're losing 36% of your salary. Right? But you can drive a taxi, right? And not pay any tax.
Yeah.
You can earn 10,000 rupees
Yeah.
a day, 5,000 rupees a day and be above that,
Of course.
income level, and you're not paying tax. But if you work for a company, you're
taxed.
You're taxed, right? So another person was telling me in their company they have X amount of staff. They had taken loans also from the company. So when the loan installment is taken and when the tax is taken, they have no income. So they are working for free basically because there is no income for them for survival.
Yeah.
So best is to leave
Yeah.
and go overseas. And because governments take care of you.
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter is overseas.
Yeah.
She was a student studying, and she was taken care of by the government there. She's not even a citizen. She doesn't have even PR. She was doing during university. They do casual jobs,
Yeah.
right? Working in shops and so on. She got COVID and she couldn't go to work for 7 days. The government of Australia paid her 7 days wages.
Yeah.
Right. That's because the politicians are not robbing the money that's in the
Yeah.
government. So here, whatever we earn and we pay the government, they are just robbing us. So
Yeah.
they are borrowing also and they are robbing. So that's the huge issue. So we are going to have entertainers who are going to leave. We are going to. I know a mutual friend of ours, a DJ who left, a senior DJ who's been here. So we are going to have more who are going to leave. Event companies have already started setting up in Dubai. We have one of our committee members who's based in Dubai now, running an event company there. They have already started doing shows there. So they prefer. I had there was a function on Friday. I was at that function a week ago, and I met a gentleman who's down from Dubai. He told me, Roshan, shut down and come. Come and set up in Dubai. I will give you enough contacts to get enough of work.
Yeah.
Right. For me, this is my country and it's home for me. But what I'm trying to say is, but for a lot of younger people, they will go.
Right. Right. Before we wrap things up, Roshan, I want to ask you words of wisdom from you. Being in the entertainment industry for 40 odd years, anybody who want to come into the entertainment industry, any words of wisdom?
Okay. So if you look at the event industry and entertainment industry, okay. If you want to be a DJ, you need to like music. Right?
Yeah.
You need to know your music, you need to like music, and you need to enjoy doing that job.
Yeah.
Don't join because of the money, right? Because you'll be a horrible DJ. Same thing with events. Events, do it, be professional, and you need to love the job. Event management falls within 10 of the most stressful jobs in the world.
Yeah.
Right. It's rated as one of the most stressful jobs in the world. Within the 10 at the most. Reason being because a client pays you millions of rupees to manage a product launch. You make or break the product on that
Yeah.
day if you're not professional enough. So you have to be professional and love what you're doing. It's a high stress job. Don't think it's an easy job that you come, you go on the internet, copy a stage design, get some supply to make it, call a DJ, call a band, call some dance groups and put them together. No, it's not that. Today people are doing product launches, which are like musical shows. Right? They are so full of entertainment. The product is lost. The client is spending millions feeding drinks, hotel, event company, artists, and the people who come for the event go back home remembering the entertainment and not the product. So the total focus is gone because they are bent on, they think that doing an event is filling the whole thing with entertainment. It's not that. So you need to understand the industry. So I would say be professional, learn the industry. Don't get into it because you think you can make money. I mean, and yeah.
I mean, your son has taken all the operations at Event Production right now. So are you available for any upcoming individuals who want to get into entertainment industry to give the support, to give that mentorship?
So I would say I was one of the first to lecture in event management. There was an organization who called and told me, look, we are doing a diploma course, can you lecture? And I told them, look, I never studied this subject. They said, no, you have enough experience. So I actually lectured about 3 batches. We had a lot of companies that sent their marketing people, the people who are handling events in those companies. And I found it very interesting because what I was doing is I was not going through a textbook and showing them stuff. I was telling them, sharing practical stuff.
Hands-on experience.
Hands-on experience, how I had messed up events when I started, technically how things have gone wrong, and how we learned the hard way. And it really helped. My son, I had always told him, because I know how stressful this job is. You know, I've worked for 20, 30 hours continuously. I slept in vehicles, slept under tables in ballrooms, not gone home for days. So I know how stressful. I told him when he came back after his studies from overseas, I said, don't ever look at event productions or doing event management. I said, you go and work in a company and do your own thing. And he worked for an organization for about a year. Then he came one day and told me, Tati, I want to join event productions. I like to do what you're doing. And I told him 3 or 4 things I told him. One was, I said, if you think I need you to run my company, I said, I don't need you. I'm capable of running my company. If you think that you're going to have more freedom and make more money, I said, no, you won't. Right? I said, if you think that, and if you're going to do the same thing that I am doing with events, I said, no point. Right? But if you think that you can join this company and take the company to another level, not do what I'm doing, right? I said, then, well, if you really want to join, but only if you think you can take it to another level. So he joined. I put him to install equipment. He used to go in the night, hang projectors, you know, do all that. He worked with the crew. And on my 25th anniversary, we did a corporate video where I interviewed some of my old clients, clients who've been working with me for over 20 years. And there's one client, a director of a company, he said to me, Roshan was the best with events, and I thought, you know, there won't be anybody like him, that he's the best, but I've been proven wrong, because today there's somebody better than him, who's his son Rayush. And which is actually the truth, because he's taken it to a different level in terms of creativity. He would take more risks than me. He's creative, and also with technology he's very good. His ideas are fantastic, and today he runs the entire operation. I mean, all the events, he makes the presentations, he runs the event. I go for the events, he would talk to me and get advice. Certain, you know, Sunday call and tell me, you know, Tati, what do you think to do this? Or he would tell me, when you come, you know, when I go for an event, I ask him, okay, what area? He said, no, everything is under control. We are handling the controls. But tell us if you feel that there's something wrong, maybe sound, or if you think, he will always check with me, right? And he runs the whole thing. So when I go for an event, I actually don't do anything anymore. because he basically runs the whole operation from creativity to making presentations to execution and managing the event. So because it's, I mean, you can't cling to this job. I can't say, look, I am 43 years in entertainment. Because I'm 43 years, I'm not the best. I can never say I'm the best. I can't say, you know, okay, 40 years ago I DJ, so I'm an experienced DJ. I can't do 1/10 of what the DJs are doing today. They are like, I am amazed, you know. I can't even think of getting close. So the same way with events, you know, the younger generation, they have ideas, they have the energy, and they also basically, you know, are willing to take more risks than what we would take. So it's important that we encourage them, whoever it is. I mean, I'm not saying because of my son, but any young person who wants to do it, but do it the right way. Get into it the right way. Start from the bottom.
So build it up slowly. Since you mentioned about DJing, are we going to see you back on the decks ever?
No way. I mean, I can't. Okay, so when I DJ, look, we didn't have the mixing that you guys do. Okay, we never mixed that way, right? Okay, we played our music, we had a good time, and we enjoyed ourselves. But the DJs nowadays are amazing. You know, I mean,
you want to try it again? No.
I'll need to put a lot of time. I need to learn also a lot. I need to go get somebody to teach me. But it's nice. I mean, the last CDJ event, Harpo and I was there. Tariq was helping us with the mixing. But we, you know, the whole thing was, as a DJ, sometimes people think, okay, DJ, yes, you mix your music and you're good at that. But also it's all about good time, entertaining the crowd. Because I tell this to musicians. We have musicians today, you go to some of the lobbies, when they perform, they look as if they're angry with you. That they are cursing to sing to you.
They just want to finish the job and go home.
And you will have a guy who's playing a guitar like, why the hell am I playing this guitar? What time am I going home? I need to go. And they wait till that 11 o'clock time or whatever that the lobby closes to pack and run. But there are, at the same time, there are musicians, even in the Oriental field. I was telling one band, I said, I can just sit and watch you guys, because sometimes y'all are not even looking at the audience. I said, you guys are enjoying so much on stage with each other. I said, automatically I'm entertained. You know, I mean, I go to 2-3 places to listen to live music. I just enjoy watching the musicians because they are enjoying what they are doing.
And it feels, you know, right. On that note, we're going to wrap things up right here on this episode of Simple Talks. And Roshan, it was a pleasure having you on the show. And thank you so much, and all the best for your journey.
Thank you very much for having me, and lovely being here and having a chat about
Thank you so much. Pleasure. We'll catch you again next time. Until then, you have yourself a good one.